I gotta tell you, that song never gets old. I look forward to that every week. I mean, I look forward to the stream, too. Hi, everybody. How you doing? But I always look forward to that song. Like, man, I gotta set up this stream. I'm just like, oh, man, I get to listen to the song again. Thank you, Dave. And Tricos. Yeah, that was cool. So, yeah, I gotta start working on the, see, it took me a while to get the summer one. I need to work on the fall one. All right, because it's already the last day of July. Happy last day of July, everybody! I don't know if that's a holiday anywhere, like, not like the last day of July, but like it's July Eve. I don't know, the August Eve, I don't know, but if it's like National Pineapple Day or something, I don't know. Somebody look up on a calendar. Today's like probably, no, National Cinnamon Roll Day is in Sweden, and that's in October, I remember that. Yeah, maybe it's National Apple Day, Apple Butter Day, I don't know. Anyway. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, welcome to the party, also known as my bedroom. Welcome to Tekking's bedroom, where I talk about anime. So it's pretty much like every other video I do, except the clock's back there in this one. Because I usually take the clock down when I do videos, because then you'll just see the numbers dance all over the place, you know, when I have to edit. So that's why I took that down. What was my first shiny Pokemon in game or excuse me, in holo or on a card? Okay, so I don't remember ever getting a shiny Pokemon in trading cards, but my first shiny Pokemon, and I've told this story before, if you go on my channel and type in just like Tekking101 Shuckle, I do have a whole video about it. I have a whole video about Shuckle, okay? And so, I have my Game Boy actually right here. This is red, but it was on gold, obviously, because it's Gen 2. So, when I was 8 years old, I got a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Gold for my 8th birthday. Alright, so this would have been 2001. Alright, so I'm playing the crap out of Pokemon Gold. It takes me forever to beat it, but I finally beat it, okay? I beat the game, I defeat the Elite Four twice, I go to Mount Silver, I defeat Red, I, beat his ass, and then it's like, okay, now what? Because I love that game so much. That was really the first Pokemon game I ever played. I didn't play Red until later, so Gold was my first. So I'm like, man, I really want to see what else there is to do here. And so there's some guy, I think in Cyanwood, that tells you, like, if you go north of the town and rock smash some of the rocks, there's, like, strange or rare Pokemon under the rocks. So I kept thinking, like, oh, that must be where, like, Mew is, or Celebi, because in the American versions of Gold and Silver, the event where you would get Celebi at the Elex Forest, that's not a thing. It didn't exist. Or the event didn't exist. So it's like, you couldn't get Celebi unless you hacked it. So I'm like, oh, that must be where Mew is, or that must be where Celebi is. So I must have, smashed rocks north of Cyanwood, for like, days, just like smashing rocks for 3 hours, put my Game Boy away, come back, smash them again, like keep going back and forth. And most of the stuff that's under the rocks are like Geodudes and Shuckles. And eventually I did stumble upon a blue Shuckle, a shiny Shuckle. But I had no idea what shiny Pokemon were at that point. Because nobody told me. Nobody on the playground, none of my friends had never seen a shiny before. So I didn't even know these were a thing. So I was so used to just like rock smash, run, rock smash, run, rock smash, run. Wait, did that Shuckle look different? Whatever. Rock smash, run. I didn't even know it was a shiny until years later when I learned about them. And I kind of like awoke that memory of like, wait a second. That might have been what that Shuckle was. So I did stumble upon a shiny Shuckle. Have you heard of the new Pokemon ripoff? No, I haven't. Pokemon ripoff, what do you mean? Like, for example, like a ripoff in the sense of like it's a ROM hack? Or a ripoff in the sense of like it's an anime that's like Pokemon but not really? Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Yokai Watch! Or Digimon! Actually, pretty sure Digimon... Okay, I remember watching Digimon first here in the States, but, yeah. Was the one in the... No, most of those stories on the vlog channel are pretty much all fake. That was the whole point, because I thought it would be funny to, like, hey, let me tell a bunch of stories. No, my life is not even close to being that interesting, so the one, where I go out into the woods and, like, there's a furry party out here, that never happened, no. That was just me bullshitting. Because I was bored with my life, and I'm like, all right, I'll tell these bullshit stories, and there you go. But yeah, let me know about that, though, because that's cool. That's cool. Temtem is a Steam game that has a Pokemon ripoff. Huh, okay. I mean, like, I just found out the other day that Rick and Morty they have a game, Pocket Mortys, which is basically like Pokemon, but it's like you catch Mortys, different variations of Morty, and the Mortys can like evolve. You know, like there's one evolution of Morty where there's like homeless Morty. So there's just like a homeless, like it's Morty, but he's like from Rick and Morty, but he's like, you know, little scruffy. His hair's kind of like matted and his shirt's kind of stained. And then he evolves into like, you know, like really homeless or whatever. And then he's like wearing like he has the beard and then he evolves into like a crazy guy, like with a tinfoil hat. And like he's like, get off my yard. And it's just like, you're in front of a 7-Eleven. Get off my yard. You know, like, so that's pretty funny. Oh, man. National Avocado Day. All right, that's what today is. National Avocado Day, Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day, and it's Harry Potter's birthday. Well, happy birthday to Harry Potter, and go eat an avocado. Avocado actually, they're pretty good. I've actually started getting into eating them. My mom doesn't like them, and she said, you know, because I bought some, and I'm like, hey, you want an avocado? They're supposed to be good for you. And she's like, I never like those. And I had one, and I'm like, man, this is pretty good. Put some avocado on some toast or have some with some eggs. It's pretty damn good. I would recommend an avocado to everybody in the audience, unless you're allergic to avocados. And what was the last one? Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day. All right, so the sousaphone. All of the people out there that play the sousaphone or the, what's another really obscure, and the didgeridoo. So yeah, just remember the didgeridoo of the indigenous tribes of Australia. Oh, man. Any theme for this stream? The theme is it's Avocado Day. That's the theme. And it's Harry Potter's birthday. Harry Potter, how old would Harry Potter be? Okay, so wait, hold on a second. We can figure this out. Because the books came out in England in the early 90s, right? Because Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, didn't that come out in like 92 or 93? Hold on, let me check. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which, by the way, is a cooler sounding name than the Sorcerer's Stone. Why did they change it? Because the only reason I can think they would change it is because the Philosopher's Stone is referencing alchemy, which maybe has like a religious bent to it, but not really. So I don't know. Oh, it came out in 1997. All right. So it came out in 97. All right, whatever. I thought it was earlier than that. Okay, so Harry Potter, okay. In the first book, I remember Harry turns 11, right? Yes, he turns 11 because Hagrid brings him the cake. It's just like, it's not every year that a man turns 11 now, is it? You know, you're a wizard, Harry. I can't do a good Hagrid. But as anyone would think that I would be good at impersonating Hagrid. I actually saw, dude, I saw a really cool, like, it was one day, it was around Halloween around here at Dollar Tree. We handed out candy to kids, and, you know, all the stores kind of, like, gave out candy. And so there was this one kid that his dad was, like, huge. His dad was, like, 6'6" or whatever, and he dressed like Hagrid. And, man, his cosplay was on point, okay? The jacket, he had the beard. I mean, it looked like freaking Hagrid. I mean, not as tall as he was, like, in the movies, but he was pretty damn tall, right? He looked like Hagrid. But anyway, so... yeah, okay, so Harry turned 11 in the first book, which came out in 97. So let's say Harry was born in 86. So, you know, 96, 2006, 2016, Harry would be 35. Harry Potter's 35. At least that's the way. I saw a lot of people saying 41. I don't know if that's with the movies or if that's the official, his age or whatever. But I guess he would be 30. Yeah, because if he was born in 86, that means he would be 7 years older than me. So 35. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Canonically. So a lot of people are mentioning the video O'Hara made. The video O'Hara made. That was a lot of crazy stuff in that one, right? It was based off of a theory, and he said it in the video. It was based off of a theory. There was a Japanese One Piece YouTuber that talked about it at length. But of course, there's a language barrier there, of course. So O'Hara was talking about it as well. I watched it twice. I watched it last night again because I had a feeling a lot of people were going to mention it here. I'm not going to go full into it because that was, you know, go check out O'Hara's video. Go check out the, you know, if you can read Japanese or if maybe there was subtitles, I'm not sure. Go check out the original video. But I forget, somebody tell me the name of the person that originally, it starts with a Y. It's just escaping me right now. Oh man, what? Just somebody tell me what it is. The original YouTuber that talked about that in Japan. It starts with a Y, but I forget. And Ohara mentioned him as well. But anyway, so I will say that like I like the theory. It was cool, like because everything really did like, that does make sense. A lot of it focuses on the first book takes place in 1991. Okay, all right, I'm good. Okay, I'm glad I wasn't crazy there because yeah. Yuderon. That's it. It's Yuderon. Yuderon. Yakuza. Yeah, it's Yakuza. It's Yuderon. Go check them out over on the Japanese YouTube channel. I don't know if there's subtitles or anything if you can understand it, but if you can understand Japanese, you're great. There you go. Yuderon. Yes, that's the original. But okay, so a lot of that theory focused on numbers and wordplay, because Oda really loves to do that, and that is 100% true. Oda has a lot of fun with the numbers of the chapters, and he'll make wordplay with that. Something that he's been doing right now in Wano, and it took me a while to notice this, a lot of the chapter names in Wano are based on songs or bands. Okay? Now, I didn't realize this at first because a lot of the music references, it's kind of like he's a Rocky here with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but a lot of the references are to Japanese bands or artists or songs, so I'm not familiar with those. But there was the chapter Anarchy in the BM, which was Anarchy in the Big Mom, but that's also a parody of Anarchy in the UK, which was a song by the Rolling Stones, I think. I'm not that big of a Stones fan, I'm sorry, but correct me if I'm wrong there. But that's the reference. So it took me a while to realize that, but Oda's been kind of on a roll with that lately. A lot of the oh, no, we're fine, dude. Don't worry about that. Yeah, Piccolo got a house before me. That's fine. It's all good. Yeah, and by the way, house hunting's going really good right now. Last week there was like nothing, and it was kind of like, that sucks. But this week there's a few that are promising. I'm going to go look at some later. Actually, well, it's Saturday, so next week I'll be looking at some more stuff. It's looking good, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, don't worry about that. It's fine. I've lived here my whole life, so it's cool. But anyway, yeah. So the number theory and all the different like parodies and stuff that Oda does in the wordplay. Okay, that was what this theory kind of hinged on and everything like that. So I'm just sitting there and I was like asking myself like, okay, would Oda do something like, okay, I'm going to drop hints for what the One Piece is all throughout the story. So when we finally get to the One Piece, it'll be like, whoa, this was set up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of chapters ago? Or would he try to make it a thing that's like, you won't be able to guess it because it's something else? So I'm like, knowing Oda and all the hints that he's dropped for future chapters, I feel like it would be the former, but I could also see him doing the latter. So that's a thing. That is an Oda thing. You are right on that. Okay. Something else. So Oda has said before, I can't remember when this was. I'm not good at, the citations or whatever. I don't think it was in an SBS. I think it was an interview that he had with a magazine or a television program or something. But I seem to remember, I haven't seen the new AFY-kun animation. I haven't checked that one out yet. I know that the last one I saw was the one with Ragnar and the parody from Snakes on a Plane with Samuel L. Jackson. I have had it with these motherfucking Marines on my motherfucking plane. And then it just explodes. That was great. So I've seen that one. I haven't seen the new one, so I have to go check that out. But anyway, I keep getting off topic, but that's what these do. Okay. So another thing, though, is I had it, then I lost it. Hold on. The Louis theme song animation. No, I haven't seen that one by AFY, so I gotta go check that one out. Okay, no, hold on. I had something here with the theory, and I messed it up. Hold on, I gotta... Oh, okay, I remember what it was. Okay, Oda did an interview at one point where somebody asked him, like, if somebody were to guess what the One Piece was, would you change what it is? Or would you change the layout of the story if somebody guessed correctly what it was? And Oda said yes, he would. Now, once again, I don't know the citations for that. I don't know when it happened. I don't know even if I seem to remember it did happen. Anybody back me up on this if you remember this too, but, you know, it's a big series and a lot of stuff has happened, and the Mandela effect is a thing, I guess, so that might not have happened. Are you going to live stream the next chapter of Bleach like you did with the final chapter? I don't know if I'll live stream. I mean, I can't live stream the chapter because copyright. I might live stream the reaction. I could do that. I definitely could. I want to do a review of it. I'm digging out my stuff there. But anyway, it happened. Yes. Okay, cool. All right. So, some people might think that that means, like, if somebody guesses what the One Piece is, Oda's going to be like, oh shit, I need to come up with something on the 11th hour. I didn't take it that way. The way I took it was Oda has multiple endings planned for One Piece. That's the way I took it. And the more I think about this, the more it makes sense. Oda has been writing this damn story for 25 plus years, or close to 25 years. I mean, actually, it has probably been 25, because he did do 2 versions of Romance Dawn before One Piece was serialized in Jump. It started in 97, so 2022 will be 25 years. So next year will be 25 years. But he did 2 versions of Romance Dawn previous, so, you know, he's probably been writing the concept of this story for a long time, right? For, like, you know, a quarter of a century, really. So, maybe, at this point, he thought, like, it could end this way, or this way, or this way, or this way, and, yeah. That would be fun. You know, to have different endings that he all thinks are viable. And so, if somebody really comes up with the idea, maybe he could switch it. I don't know. Someone asked how many times Oda has changed the ending. See, like, that's the thing. Like, with me, whenever I come up, like, even when I'm coming up with, like, a D&D kind of campaign or a D&D character, I'll change things all the time. Because I'm like, oh, that was a good idea at first, but now I'm like, I want to go down this angle instead. Or I didn't think about this, I'm going to do this instead. And so I can imagine Oda writing this story for so long, he's probably arrived at a bunch of different conclusions, right? There might be remnants of, like, the way he originally wanted to end it, like, earlier in One Piece, but then he changed it, and then maybe he's like, well, I'll still make that make sense, but it's not originally what I meant for it to be, you know? And also, something else I thought about was this. When Oda first started writing One Piece, it was the late 90s. The internet, while it was around, was not nearly as widespread as it is now. Social media did not exist in the late 90s the way it does now. You had, like, AOL chat rooms and, like, forums, and that was it, right? I don't even think MySpace existed until, like, the early 2000s. I think MySpace came out in, like, 2003 or something. But no Facebook, no Twitter, no Reddit, no any of that for people to really gather and to discuss the series, and no YouTube. And so, you know, when Oda first started the series, and after a few years, like maybe like 1999, 2000, 2001, like, okay, it's in Shonen Jump, people really like the series, it's going to continue. You know, Oda, at that point, it's like the idea of having a massive community of people where we're all discussing One Piece and how's it going to end and all the theories and all that stuff's out there on the internet. I mean, the internet did exist, so maybe Oda's like, oh yeah, people will probably talk about it on the internet, but he couldn't have foreseen, like, YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and what all this would turn into, you know, 10 years after One Piece started in 2007 when all that stuff existed, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's insanity, sir. It's insanity! Alright, let's go through some super chats here. Okay, yeah, that guy again. Yeah, alright. I appreciate the 500, but, yeah, not after last time. That was, yeah, no. That's the very gruesome kind of, yeah, super chat guy. You are now known as the gruesome, the very, dark humor super chat guy. Thanks to Vishal for the 100. There's a dancing lemon. I think there is a super sticker that does have, an avocado. So, yeah. Have we ever gotten nuanced King's Hockey commentary or explanation from characters who aren't King's Hockey users? Because Sanji explains Luffy's King's Hockey in chapter 634. Sanji has King's Hockey confirmed. I would have to go back and reread that chapter because I do not know. Chapter 634, that would put us somewhere in Punk Hazard. No, that would put us somewhere near the endish of Fishman Island. Because chapter 600, right around there, is when they leave for Fishman Island. That's about 50 chapters. Punk Hazard's like another 50 chapters, and then I know Dressrosa's easy. Oda made that really simple. Dressrosa's like 700 to 800. Boom, there's Dressrosa. Yeah. So I'd have to go back and reread that chapter, but, you know, being hinted at beforehand, yeah. Do you play chess? Not well. Not well, but I do play chess. Last year, when everybody was getting in that chess craze, I played with Rustage for a little bit. I did beat a little bit there. You know, I did beat him like once or twice. He beat me way more, but you know, I did win a few more matches. I did get a little bit better at chess. My score is probably like 300, which is very, very novice. But yeah. Did you see the redesign for Adult Ichigo? Yeah, so that actually, I read that right after I made the YouTube video talking about it. So, like, Wednesday, I think, is when we found out that Bleach was getting the additional chapter for the 20th anniversary, the 73 pages. So Wednesday, we found this out. Wednesday was like an off day. I was off doing other stuff. And so Thursday was like, okay, I'll do the video. So I woke up early. And I actually should have waited until when I normally film videos. I normally film videos right around now, like around noon, 1. That's usually when I film. I should have waited, because if I would have, then I would have seen that article released, and then I'd be like, okay, now we get a little bit more information. So I could talk about it here. So I can't pull it up. I don't have it right off the, you know, right to pull up. But it's a little manga clip of Ichigo, adult Ichigo. He's got a different hairstyle. It looks pretty cool. It actually reminds me of Blake's hairstyle from Rustage's One Piece D&D, if you're familiar with that. So he has kind of like that sort of like, not a pompadour, but like, I don't know what you would call it. I don't know how you would describe Ichigo's, I don't know how you would describe Ichigo's hairstyle in this new version, okay? But he's got cool hair, okay? And it was stated in the magazine that, like, this chapter will involve Ichigo being invited to a certain ceremony. So the idea is he's invited to a certain ceremony in the Soul Society, I guess, and that's the point of the chapter. Now, a few things is that Ichigo's hair at the end of Bleach, when we actually see him as an adult, is very short. He went the Naruto route with it, and it's like Naruto's hair was short as well. I guess when you grow up, you have to cut your hair short when you're a dad. I guess that just happens, right? Bounty Hunter is an underused, underrated faction. It is. I made a video about bounty hunters in One Piece anyway, and I would love to see more of them. I have a theory that'd be really cool if Crocodile is starting up his next Baroque works, but instead of a bunch of people, like thousands working for him, he only hires like 10 people. And they're the best bounty hunters and mercenaries, and that's like the Neo-Baroque works, because Daz Bones, Mr. One, was also a bounty hunter. So that's the precedence for that already exists, where Crocodile basically hired a bounty hunter to be one of his top officers. What if him and Mr. One were going around the new world, hiring all these mercenaries, bounty hunters, and making a new organization of, like, Baroque works, right? That would be cool. He might be doing that. But anyway, yeah, so inviting a new kind of a ceremony for Ichigo, all right? And the idea that his hair's a little longer, so I think it takes place even after the final chapter of Bleach. You know, when we see Ichigo and all of his friends the last time, we see Kazui, we see Orihime, they get together at Ichigo's place to watch Chad's boxing match and everything. This takes place maybe a few years after that, and then maybe Ichigo will be invited to the Soul Society for some kind of ceremony, and then that is the premise. So that's how much we know so far. We do know a little bit more about it. Let's see. Do you think Shiki will appear in the story? Absolutely. He already kind of has. One of the faces that Higurashi transformed into, Higurashi Kurozumi, you know, showed to showcase her Mane powers to Orochi, one of the faces was a younger Shiki. And so it's possible that she was on Rox's crew, and that's why she left Wano. One of the other faces she transforms into is a young woman, like a woman probably in her 20s or 30s. She has blonde hair, and she's very beautiful. And a lot of people think that that's actually Bakin, Miss Bakin, Weevil's mom. Okay, so back in the day when she was on Rox's crew, you know, she was very good looking, and then there was also Shiki on the crew as well in his younger days, and so she transformed into these faces. It would make sense, okay? She was able to, you know, meet Shiki at some point, so Higurashi wasn't an average, like, pirate. I mean, she was part of a crew. If Carrot and Yamato join the Straw Hats, which Straw Hats would be on even power scaling with them? Yamato, I think, would fit perfectly with the Monster Trio right now. So, well, Monster, I don't know, the quad, oh man, a quartet? Yeah, the Monster Quartet, I guess, right now with Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei, Yamato would be right around there in terms of power level, okay? I'm not going to get into, like, you know, Yamato stronger than Zoro or Sanji or whatever, but around there. As for Carrot, and Carrot would probably be right around the power level of, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think, because Carrot has, you know, because every other Straw Hats, like, you know, Luffy and Sanji and Zoro and Yamato, if Yamato does join, and Jinbei, they have kind of like, you know, they're fast, but they're also very strong. You know, it's like Nami, you know, she's very agile, but she's not about physical strength. Chopper is very much, you know, beefy, strong with his monster point, but he's not super, super agile. Usopp, you know, he's strong in his own right, but his, you know, his expertise is in sniping, so it's a little different there. And Carrot, of course, hers is high spec agility, and her Sulong and her Electro. But, you know, I would say, like, about as strong as, like, Chopper, but, like, for different reasons. You know, Chopper has all that raw muscle in his monster point. Carrot is strong as well, but, like, just using her Electro and her agility to kind of make up for the lack of physical strength. So it's kind of hard to, like, you know, kind of, like, compare everything there. Ever played Friday Night Funkiness? No. I've played Five Nights at Freddy's, but that was a very, very long time ago. Sulong Carrot is very OP. She is. Hello, from the Federated States of Micronesia. Ah, cool. The Micronesian Islands. Are you planning on doing a review of Mashal? Yeah, I want to talk about Mashal again. I'm going to wait for this arc to wrap up, because we're kind of in a big thing right now going on with that. We're kind of in, like, a serious fight right now, so I want to wait till that's over, but I do want to talk about Mashal again, yes. Okay, which Bleach captain and lieutenant do you think Mihawk can beat? Alright, so... excuse me. I had a sandwich. I had a club sandwich for lunch, and it was pretty delicious. Alright, so... you could go about this the same way you could go about this, like, the Naruto and Ichigo fight, where you could just say, like, Naruto's human, Ichigo's a Shinigami, therefore Naruto would not be able to harm Ichigo because any attack with, like, a kunai knife or a Rasengan or whatever would probably just pass right through Ichigo. So you could argue that, like, okay, Kenpachi Zaraki is a soul, so it doesn't matter how strong Kenpachi is, it doesn't matter if he has Haki, it doesn't matter if he has a, you know, a Kokuto, a Black Blade, Yoru, it doesn't matter. It's a physical weapon, it'll pass right through Kenpachi. Kenpachi can just, you know, slay him with, like, one attack. But that's boring, so let's not do that. So let's just say they can both physically fight each other. Let's say, you know, Mihawk goes through that, reishi particle conversion machine that Urahara invented or whatever that, you know, so he's made of soul matter. He's made of reishi. So they can go and they can fight. Okay. You know, in that respect, I would still say, if it was like Kenpachi, I would say Kenpachi would beat Mihawk. Simply because Mihawk, the way that Oda sets up his characters, yes, they are freakishly strong compared to, you know, real humans. But they're still human. Meaning that if Kenpachi Zaraki got stabbed in the heart, or got his throat slit, he would probably be able to survive that, because it's Bleach, and healing works differently, you know, because he's a soul. Their bodies are just built tougher. If Mihawk got his throat slit, or got stabbed in the heart, I don't think he'd be able to survive that as much, you know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing whenever, like, Akatsuki members go up against the Espada. A lot of people are like, you know, what if Hidan fights Ukiura? It was like, well, Ukiura has, like, his skin as hard as is iron, because that's the whole point, you know, and he can hyper-regenerate, so it's like, you know, non-human monsters at that point that have, like, you know, superhuman abilities. And yeah, Hidan has his jutsu and everything, but it's like Ukiura would just, like, Sero explode him and incinerate him, right? Yeah. I talked about Ohara's video already. I'm not going to do, like, a breakdown, like an analysis. Although Ohara did tweet at me and says, hey, Tekking, you know, if you want to do a 50-plus minute video on this, that's fine. I really like Ohara's setup, by the way. His setup, like, with the office he does his videos in, and, like, the different screens in the background, and the different lights, that was really cool. That was really cool. That's one of the big things, you know, me trying to find a house, finding a house that has a nice room, for an office, and how I would set that up, and having space here, you know, with not a giant bed in the way. Because, yeah, I want to do something with multicolored lights. I want to do that. I know that for certain, because even with, hold on.
Okay.
So I want to do something with this, you know, like there's like the smart bulbs that can change color, or you could just get colored light bulbs, you know, whatever. Like I have some red light ones I've used in the Bleach days and some green ones and everything like that for Halloween and stuff, like green and orange and whatever. So I want to have a setup where I have an office and maybe I could put like a curtain there and I could put like, you know, like a green light behind the curtain so it's like this eerie light comes out from behind. That would be cool, right? That would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay.
I muted it because I didn't want to like if you had an echo, I didn't want to like you know. Can I get a birthday greeting? My birthday was a few days ago. Regina, happy birthday! Yeah. I want to have a big space where I can hang up. I have Whitebeard's Murakumo Giri. I have Katakuri's Mogura that somebody sent me. I have Mihawk's Yoru that somebody sent me. I would like to have all of those like set up like a shelf or on the wall or something behind me, like just to have a bigger space. Ideally, I would like to have a room that I could basically make an office and a studio. Because right now, I do most of my videos up here in my bedroom. I film my manga reviews downstairs in the suit and tie downstairs in my studio. It would be great if I could have a room. That's one of the reasons I want a finished basement, because a lot of finished basements are big open spaces, and they have like, okay, a separate room. There you go. If it's all one, you know, one big thing, or maybe like, okay, here's an office and the studio's right next to it. There was a house I looked at that did have that setup that was really nice. I couldn't get it. That was one I actually did put an offer on. I just couldn't get it. So, yeah, do I have the Shodai Katetsu? Yes, I do, actually, yes. Tekking possesses the Shodai. Zoro's going to have to come and, you know, defeat me in one-on-one single combat if he wants the Shodai Katetsu. But I'm not too worried about that. I think I could take him. Yeah. I don't play a mobile game called Ants Underground Kingdom. I have heard, though, there are a lot of video games that are RPGs that include you playing as ants. Yeah. My deepest apologies. October 20th, 1999 was the premiere of the anime. 97 is the manga. Yes, that is the case. I know 97 was the manga. The anime, I didn't know. I couldn't remember if it was 99 or 2000, but I'm pretty sure it did start in the 90s, so 99. Yeah. Did you read the One Punch Man redraw? No, is that out? I did see that it was coming out soon. I didn't read it yet. Murata always does that. He always, you know, does the redraws for the chat. I know the last One Punch Man chapter to come out was Volume 22, the fight with Child Emperor fighting Phoenix Man. I think Murata redrew that fight like 5 or 6 times. Like, I remember reading so many different versions of that. You know, he added new stuff into it until it finally reached the Tankobon form that it actually exists right now. But go check that out. No, I didn't want to do that. There we go. All right. Let's look at some super chats here. Let me pull up the super chat screen so I can read all of the super chats. I will refresh this. All right, from Joel. Have you made a video on the 8th Kenpachi Soya Azashiro? He's in the Spirits Are Forever With You novel. Yeah, I knew he existed. I've seen a picture of him. I know about the Spirits Are Forever With You novel. Have not read it. Haven't even read a translation of it. I just know about its existence. Haven't made a video about it, certainly. How many of Roger's crew do you think are still alive? I hope Elio is still alive. I hope Elio is still alive, too. I also hope Rowing is still alive. There's a guy just named Rowing, like rowing a boat. And Rustage mentioned him when we did the Olympics video this past week. And so I'm like, I hope Rowing made it. I hope Scopper Gabon is alive. I hope the dude that looks like an old school skipper is alive. Like the white and red striped shirt and like the corncob pipe and like the skipper hat. Like I hope that dude is still alive. Have you ever heard of Knights of the Zodiac, Saint Seiya? It deals with primarily Greek mythology, but diverts a bit into Norse and some Chinese mythology. I heard about Knights of the Zodiac. I believe that actually was on Toonami way back in the day, because I remember that show being on TV. I just never watched it. Actually, no. I remember watching one episode of Knights of the Zodiac, and I remember there was a guy that used a whip, like a really cool whip kind of weapon, and I think that's the only thing I kind of remember of that show. But it sounds cool, and it definitely sounds like something I should check out, just haven't really gotten into it yet. If I was isekai'd into the One Piece universe and couldn't join the Straw Hats, I'd make my own shop called Michael's Bicycle Shop. Michael's Bicycle Shop. Okay. Michael's Bicycles. That works. Sure. My Cycle's Bicycle Shop. I'm not sure how you... Because his name's Michael. I think he's making a play on Michael and bicycle. I think he's, like, switching it, you know? Like, that's just fan-tucking fastic. You know, you switch the F and the T. So, yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, it's cool. I mean, I would open up a bakery, personally. But, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Tekking's Bakery. I would definitely do the bakery. If you could be really... Okay, if it would be really strange seeing you outside of your normal setup. Yeah, I know, but this setup, I think, I mean, I love the room. I filmed, like, a lot of videos in here. But, you know, I think it's time to move on. I need to get a proper setup at some point. Just to make, you know, just the fact that there's running out of room in this house. You know, it's kind of at that point. Also, a bed is really not meant to be a chair. So I had to flip my mattress around the other day. I have now 4 hardwood books, not hardwood, 4 hardback books under my mattress to give me the proper support. Because if I were to take those books out, this bed is so, like, because I've been sitting on the edge of it for so long on making all these videos, you know, if I took those books out, I would just be, like, down here. Hi, everybody. So I need to get a proper chair. And really a proper desk, too, because this desk was not meant to be a YouTube, you know, desk. I can't really fit another monitor on this desk, so I have to use my television as the other monitor. I like this setup. It is nice, because I have my TV here, and I can just watch YouTube on my big screen while I, like, eat my food, or, you know, just sitting in my bed, you know, right before I go to bed, I can watch TV on there, I can watch YouTube. You know, it's a nice setup, but, yeah, I think my lower back needs to get some... I need to get some lower back support. I need to get a chair. Yeah. How is my back not broken? I'll tell you what, when I first started doing videos, like, with this setup, it was fine. I used to be able to do, like, 3-4 hour live streams, no problem. And now I can only do, like, an hour and a half, because I'm honest with you, any longer than that, and it does get annoying. Even with, like, the Reverie. We were doing the Reverie. Sometimes when they're audio only... I actually just lay down in my bed and I just adjust my mic down because it really is painful to, like, sit like this for more than, like, 2 hours. Videos are fine because videos are only like a half hour, maybe an hour at the really long ones. There are a few videos I've done that are super long that are like 2 hours plus, but those are very few and far between. But it's not good for my back. Like, if it's causing me mild pain right now, and I make sure to get exercise, I go hiking, I go for runs, so I'm not, like, constantly, like, sitting like this. But, yeah, if I keep this up for probably a few more years, I might have some serious lower back problems. So let's try to, you know, avoid that. That would be lovely. Yes, I did watch O'Hara's video. A lot of people are curious about O'Hara's video. Go check it out. I talked about it earlier in the stream. This stream will go up, so do not worry about that. You are aware One Piece characters can dodge things moving at the speed of light, right? Like, even Ulti can dodge point-blank lightning. Well, lightning doesn't move at the speed of light. Lightning is very fast. It is very fast. It moves like 3,000 miles per second, but it is not the speed of light. Yeah, that is true. They can dodge shit as well. I don't know, then. I don't know. Bleach characters can dodge shit, too. How do you stay looking 19? I am actually a vampire. I am 5,620 years old. I was born in Mesopotamia. I lived there for a little while, then I moved to ancient Egypt. A few of the gods there are based on my vampire form. I don't know. It's just genetics with my family. My grandfather just turned 99. He looks pretty good for his age. He's pretty hard of hearing, but other than that, he can get around. He needs a cane, but he can still walk around. He still has a full head of hair. I can't talk. I talk too fast, but my grandfather still has a pretty good full head of hair for 99. So I don't think I'll ever have to worry about going bald. My mom is going to be 59 in August, coming up in a few weeks here. August 11th is my mom's birthday, so she's going to be 59. She looks, you know, younger. She doesn't look 59. My dad looks pretty good he's in his early 60s now. Everybody in my family kind of just ages slower. So, whatever. Do you like Loki? Yeah, I watched the whole season of Loki on Disney Plus. Pretty good show. Can't wait for season 2. Am I the only one that visualizes number 3 every time Louis Leclerc talks on Rustage's D&D? Maybe you are the only one? I don't. Samurai Jack versus Kaido or Odin? I would prefer Samurai Jack to fight Odin if Samurai Jack was going to fight anybody. I would still say Odin would win, but they would really respect each other. I don't even know if, like, okay, they would have a duel. They would have a gentleman's samurai duel. They would not, like, bloodthirstily kill each other. They would, like, you are a samurai, I am a samurai, and then they would fight. And I don't think, like, if Jack, regardless of who won, I don't think they would kill the other one. Pretty sure Odin would win, but even if Jack won, Jack's not gonna, like, slice off Odin's head or anything like that. Do you think Blackbeard will get more crew members next time we see him? If not, if so, who will it be? Well, he's a Yonko. He's always going to be gathering more crewmates. I don't know. He's going to be gathering more people to work for him. I don't know if they're going to be, like, the next 10 Titanic captains, or he'll make, like, the 11 or 12 Titanic captains or whatever. Maybe some people will join. Maybe former enemies. Maybe, like, Don Krieg or Kuro will join. Who knows? But I don't think they'll be, like, Titanic captains. They'll be maybe, like, high-ranking officers or something. Let's see here. Do you think Chopper could beat Page 1? Chopper in his Monster Point versus Page 1, who's probably the weakest Toby Roppo. I think it would just come down to a contest of endurance there, and I feel like Page 1 would have more of that, because Chopper does not have an Ancient Zone, and actually he has worse endurance because his Rumble Ball only works for 30 minutes now. Still works for a long time, 30 minutes, it's good, but, you know, just with having an Ancient Zone, and it's a carnivorous Ancient Zone, he's a dinosaur, I feel like Chopper might be able to, if he's clever, maybe. But if we're just talking a straight-up brawl between Monster Point Chopper and Spinosaur Page 1 just brawling with each other, Chopper would eventually get worn out and he would lose. If Chopper tries to be clever and use, like, his different forms and maybe try to defeat Page 1 in a different way, maybe. Because I would say Chopper is smarter than Page 1. But yeah, just a sheer contest of strength, Chopper would lose. Tekking, what do you think of Gear 5th being in Chapter 1024? I had a theory about it from 3 years ago. I don't know the theory. I'm assuming it's a number thing. Oh, 4, 2, 1. Oh, okay, maybe that's the joke. Like I said, and like O'Hara mentioned it in the video, and that theory basically centers around, like, a lot of number play in One Piece. There's a lot of number theory and stuff. So, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to go look at the chapters where Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd and Gear 4th were introduced, and if they follow a similar scheme, why not? Let's see. Oh, your list. Yeah, that list is downstairs. I need to bring that list up, Charles. I need to bring it up here and just leave it in a drawer. Probably won't get to it today. I'll do it the next stream. So next Saturday... wait, what's next Saturday? Is that August 7th? That is August 7th. Yeah, next Saturday I'm good. I should be free to do this, and I'll do some of your questions from that list then. Let's see. Micronesia answered that one. Carrot and Yamato joining. Let's see here. They really helped me with the long shifts at work. Thanks for your videos. Who was your favorite devil in Chainsaw Man? I really like the Halloween devil. The Cosmos Devil. Just the concept of it being like a zombie girl, and then, like, all knowledge gets compressed into you at once, and the only thing you can think about is Halloween, which is such a random thing to pick, but everybody loves Halloween. That's one of my goals. I want to get a house before Halloween this year, which I'm kind of running out of time, because it takes time to close. It's not as simple as just buy a house and move in next week. You know, it takes time to fill out forms, and I think my realtor told me usually it takes between 6 to 8 weeks from closing on a house to actually moving in. So I'm running out of time here, but I would love to. I mean, if I can't, I can't. But if I could get a house before Halloween, I would love to decorate my house, my new house, with, like, jack-o'-lanterns and lights and everything. Like, it would be so cool. Yeah, I saw an advertisement for a Bulbasaur today. Has anybody else ever seen these on Facebook? They're Bulbasaurs, but instead of the bulb, it's a jack-o'-lantern. So a jack-o'-lantern on the back of a Bulbasaur. It looks so cool. Yeah. Bounty hunters are underused. I agree. Who wins this battle? Sosuke Aizen with the Hogyoku. No Hypnosis versus Genryusai Shigekune Yamamoto versus Yuha the Almighty. So it's Aizen without his Katen, not Katen Kyokatsu, that's Shinsui's, without his Kyokatsuigetsu, and Yamamoto and Yuha all together in one fight. Holy shit. We don't know Aizen's Bankai. So I'm just going to have to go with Aizen in his Hogyoku form, like when he fought Ichigo. I'll just go with that, I guess. I would, okay, if that, okay, the entire world would get destroyed, but I would still bet on Aizen. Because out of those three, I still think Aizen is the most clever. And I think he's smarter than Yamamoto. I think he's smarter than Yuha. They're not stupid. Yuha and Yamamoto are not stupid. But, I mean, they're experienced is what they are, right? Because Yamamoto has lived for over, like, I think 2,000 years. Yuha has lived for probably around that long, if not longer. So they have a lot of experience and knowledge that way. Aizen is just a natural prodigy that is just inherently brilliant. And he can plan like 10, 20, 30 steps ahead of shit. And he's still old too. I mean, he's a Shinigami. He's probably only a few hundred years old though. But I would still bet on Aizen. And if Aizen had the Hogyoku, that kind of adds a whole new layer of like wild card to this scenario. I would still bet on Aizen. Yeah. Not to say he would win, but if I had to bet, I would bet on Aizen. People talk about the sea hating Devil Fruit users, but what about the sea loves them? Oh, like the sea loves them, so it wants to embrace the Devil Fruit users by like killing them, like dragging them down into the ocean. That's a dark place to take it. Yeah. But I think those are the super chats for this one. There's been one since. I'll refresh it. But let's go back to the regular chat here. How long have we been going? About an hour. Okay, good. So we got another half hour. Oh, today, later on today, we'll be doing D&D. Not One Piece D&D. Like, I'm actually going to go and start playing D&D again with my group. We were going to play last week, but one of our members was sick, so we pushed it back to this week. But this is the first time I've played D&D with my group since before COVID. So, January, February of 2020 is the last time I think we played. So I'm actually really excited. It's been like a year and a half. I drew up a new character. We have a new DM, new scenario, and I'm playing a nature cleric named Corbin Brightwind. So that actually reminds me, I have to print out a new updated character sheet of him after I'm done with this. But nice, yeah. I hope I don't die. I hope it's fun. It's going to be a fun time, yep. Let's see. Where is Barry? I'll bring Barry up here. Barry, where you at, buddy? We gotta get Barry. Oh, by the way, also when I finally do get a new studio, I'm going to make Barry a desk. I think out of Legos. I'm gonna get Legos and get like little brown Legos, and I'm gonna make like a little desk so Barry can have like a little area for himself. Don't worry, Barry. We'll set you up, Barry. We'll have a little area for you, Barry. Yeah. Have I watched Community? Yeah, my friend Casey, I think, showed me a few episodes of Community. Chevy Chase is in it, right? I thought it was pretty alright. That's pretty good. Let's see. Magellan Strength. That's good. What are some good... What are some videos you guys want from the coming week here? Not to say I'm out of ideas. I'm not. I always have ideas. But I did a lot of collabs this past week. This week is busy. This week, actually, a lot of stuff going on. Just family stuff and then some other things. But anyway, this past week, I did a collab with Rustage, collab with Sensei, another collab with Anime Balls Deep that came up on their channel, so go check that out. Me and Sensei talked about Reverie. Me and Rustage talked about the Straw Hats in the Olympics. So we had a lot of collabs on the channel this week. There was also no One Piece chapter this week, so that helped out too. But yeah, One Punch Man video, that would be a good one. Everyone wants to see the reaction to Ohara's video. I feel like I don't really do reactions in general, and like that's a reaction. It's like you know, it was a Japanese YouTuber that did the theory, and then Ohara made a video basically just bringing it into, like, the English-speaking community, and then I don't know if talking about it as well. I don't know. I feel like, you know, he already did that. He covered that, and then the Japanese YouTuber covered it first. So I feel like that one is, like, that's kind of played out there. Although I do want to think, because Ohara, that theory touched upon that big, like, what's the One Piece, like, that theory, I was thinking maybe I should find something that's, like, irrelevant, like maybe an Easter egg more than anything, something in the One Piece story that Oda is like, I'll put this in there as an Easter egg, but it's not that important, and I'll like, devote, like, a lot of time to try to figure out what that is. You know, like, what's the deal with Gaimon? Is Gaimon ever gonna be important? And, like, put, like, a lot of time and energy trying to decide that, that would be funny. Yeah. Yeah. How much longer do you think Dr. Stone has? Considering the pace we're moving at right now, because you gotta remember, in Dr. Stone, this whole arc was supposed to be traveling the whole world. And it's like, wow, that's gonna take years, right? Well, they had the America arc, then they had the South America arc, and now we're already in India. So, we have booked. We have moved, alright? So I thought, man, we're going to have a Europe arc, we're going to have an India arc, which we still are kind of starting that. We're going to have an Australia arc, but it seems like we're booking. It seems like we're really moving fast with this. So I think this Indian arc is not going to last very long. And then they're going to go to Australia, and that's going to be like a little mini arc, and then they're just going to go back to Japan, depetrify everybody at the village and at Treasure Island and everything, and then kind of sync everything back up with Corn City, and then boom. That's, like, I think it's going to happen a lot quicker. I hope there's at least some, because the pacing, you don't want that to get too rushed, kind of like in the last part of, no, they're not in Spain anymore, man. They blasted through, they shot a missile at the Suez Canal, blew that shit up, and then they're now in India. So yeah, and I understand, like, a lot of the journey is on the boat. So it's like, look, I'm not gonna, like Boichi, well, Inagaki's not gonna, like, I'm not gonna focus on, like, a boat arc every time they're sailing across the Atlantic. Inagaki's pretty good with, like, the time frame. Like, okay, it's gonna take, it's 2-week time skip. It's gonna be 2 weeks to get from here to here. Nothing crazy happens while they're on the boat. I'm not going to have 5 chapters with them sailing across the Atlantic. They're sailing across the Atlantic. They have a boat. It takes 2 weeks. They get to Europe. And then they blast a missile through the Suez Canal. And then it's like, all right, Europe, Spain to India, takes a few weeks. They're there. Okay, there you go. Yeah. You have to convince your group to stream it. I don't know. I mean, probably not tonight because it's like the first session. But, maybe at some point, yeah. The dog fruit. You need to read. Okay. Have you watched Initial D? No, I haven't. It's my birthday. Any chance of Mashal video as lore ramps up? Eventually. Oh, happy birthday, by the way. But eventually, yeah, I will do another Mashal one, yeah. You've done a few sword videos. Will you ever do a video on the guns of One Piece? I would, except the guns in One Piece are not given, they're not given as much the treatment that swords are. Swords have the lore, and the Meito, and the prestige, and the cool names, like, this is the cursed sword Kikoku, this is not Sandai, this is the Saijo Wazamono Yoru, this is the Owazamono Enma, Ame no Habakiri, wielded by Kozuki Oden and forged by the great swordsmiths Tenguyama Hitetsu and Kozaburo Shimosuke. Guns are just guns. Guns don't really have names. There's no, we haven't really talked about cursed guns or anything like that. Like, Ben Beckman has a rifle, Yasop has a rifle and a pistol. Van Augur uses a rifle. Actually, no. Van Augur's rifle does have a name. I forget what it is. I think it means, like, 1,000 miles or 1,000 eyes or 1,000 glances or 1,000 shots or something. Van Augur's rifle, though, was revealed in a Viva card. That does have a name. Somebody can tell me what it is. Look it up on the wiki. It's on there. But yeah. Will I do more One Piece versus battles? Okay, so, fun thing. When me and Sensei were planning that collab that I put out this week on the Reverie video, I was initially going to do a crossover thing with Sensei. We were going to do crossover battles because everybody loves the crossover battles, and I had sort of an idea of how I wanted to structure them. But I decided against it because I hadn't gotten the idea, like, it hadn't formulated yet. I'm just like, I had like a bunch of different ways I could do it and which characters I would select for this like crossover. Not a crossover battle, like they would all be One Piece characters, but like a way to set it up. And I was trying to think of a way to do it, like a tournament, or like some of them would have like advantages, disadvantages going into the fight. Like, you know, Aokiji gets an advantage and he's up against Akainu, but he has a disadvantage, and that would all be like randomly rolled to determine that, or like a coin flip or something. I haven't decided yet, so I decided just to do the Reverie video with Sensei. Senriku, that is the name of Van Augur's rifle. There you go. So I think that is the only firearm, though, in all of One Piece that has a name. I think so. Other than Usopp's Kabuto and the Black Kabuto, that is a long-range weapon. I think maybe like some of the arrows, the bows and arrows might have names, but like the guns, I think that's the only named gun in the series. Yeah. No, I don't watch or read Boruto. I read the first arc of Boruto. I've seen like a few episodes, like not even episodes, but like clips of the episodes, and that's it. Which iced tea flavors are the best? Okay, so in order of awesomeness, lemon, S tier. SS tier. Easy, lemon. Then you have lime, A tier, lime. Peach would be a C tier. Peach is like, I'll drink it if there's nothing else available. Raspberry, low tier for me. I don't like raspberry tea. If you like it, that's fine. I do not. Sweet tea, don't like that either. Just pure sweet tea, I don't like that. Not a fan. So I would probably go lemon or lime. I like the citrus flavors, as you can tell. Peach, if there's nothing else. Like, peach. Alright, I guess. It'll do in a pinch. And then at the bottom, I would put, like, raspberry, sweet tea. And those are really only the options you have around here. In terms of, like, bottled iced tea that you don't make yourself, that's pretty much it. This is a local brand of iced tea. It's Gallagher's brand iced tea, Gallikeres'. It's only in this specific area of Pennsylvania, around the like central west area of Pennsylvania. You can get it. They're everywhere around here. So that means I can't move out of this area, because if I did, then I wouldn't be able to get this anymore. Although we went to Florida a couple years ago, and I had to drink Arizona tea down there. The Arizona lemon, pretty solid. There was more sugar in that. And they actually upped the sugar content in this too. But there was more sugar in the Arizona tea, but it was definitely good. And I drank that for a week, and it was fine. My mom loves putting a bunch of lemons in her tea. She'll get an iced tea at a restaurant, and she'll always ask for like a whole, you know how you ask for like, I'll take a water with a slice of lemon, or I'll take some tea with a slice of lemon. No, my mom orders like, do you have unsweetened iced tea? And she wants to get a giant pile of stevia packets, and then just give me a whole lemon. This is how my mom orders drinks at restaurants. I'm like, I'll take water with lemon in it. What do you want, Mom? Do you have unsweetened iced tea? Yes, you do? Okay, I want the stevia packets, not the green ones, not the pink ones, nothing with saccharin. I want blue aspartame, the packets, the blue ones. Yes, okay, good. Now, I also want a whole lemon. Just give me a whole diced up lemon, because I just put a bunch of lemon in the tea. That's my mom. So before we even get appetizers at a restaurant, the front of her like area, like we ate at a diner last week, before the appetizers had even arrived, she has just a giant pile of like stevia packets that she rips open, and like a whole lemon that she just puts in the drink. So yeah, but hey, it's cool. So she likes lemons. Lemons are good. Lemons are awesome, dude. Lemons are great. And you know what I've actually started to get into? I've started to get into drinking hot tea. The other night, we have like this like sleepy kind of tea, like herbal tea that helps you sleep. My mom loves it. So I always make her like a cup of tea at night and put some lemon in that, of course. And then last night, I was thinking, you know what? Let me try some of this. So I made myself a cup of hot tea. I don't really drink hot tea, but I tried it, and I'm like, it's not bad. And I slept pretty good that night, too. So, yeah, it was nice. It's pretty good. I think I might get some more tea. When I get my house, I'll get some tea, and then I'll make tea. I'll get a kettle. I'll get a kettle. All right, so we're at 2 hours, 2 o'clock, 2:10. Okay, cool. So we got some time left. We got about 20 minutes left. Let me go refresh that super chat page and talk about some stuff there. You should make a cooking video. Yes, that's another thing. Get a house that has a nice kitchen, and then do a cooking series in that kitchen. That would be awesome if I could find one. Probably there's one out there, I'm sure. Yeah. Let's see here. You should make a cooking... Oh, I just answered that one. But you're from Finland! Finland! Thank you for the €2. I don't drink lemon iced tea, but I drink 3 full lemons a day mixed with lime. Okay, let me reread that again. I don't drink lemon iced drink, but drink 3 full lemons a day. You drink lemons. So do you just, like, get 3 lemons, juice them, mix that with lime, and drink it? God. You must not have any taste buds. You know, it's like the sour would like create a singularity. It would create a black hole and just suck you in. But God, all right, well, to each their... I'm assuming maybe you mean like water mixed with lemon and lime. That would maybe make more sense. Can we get more D&D on the channel? Sessions, or are you just talking about D&D? Yeah, I do want to do more D&D stuff. Absolutely. We'll do that. Adam and Eve are trees. The red line is a serpent. Luffy wants like 10 members on his crew. God created everything in 10 days. There's also the... Wait. Didn't God create everything in 7 days? I've read Genesis before. It's been a while, but I have read Genesis. I thought it was 7 days, and he rested on the 7th. Whatever. There's also forbidden fruits. Yeah, there's a lot of religious overtones in One Piece. Is that going to come back to, I mean, there definitely, I mean, obviously, like Adam and Eve and the devil fruit's existence, period, there's a lot of religious, like Christian, Christian origin creation myth going on here. Is that going to tie back on what the One Piece actually is? I think there's definitely going to be a reference to it. Yeah, it's definitely going to connect, at least maybe in a superficial way. I don't know if that means, like, the One Piece is the ultimate devil fruit from the Tree of Knowledge or whatever. Maybe it could be, but, yeah. There's so many different versions of the Bible, though, and different creation myths, so maybe there is a version that does say 10 days. It's my birth... Actually, you know what? Here's a question. If anybody can legitimately answer this, I could just look it up, but I just realized it. Okay. So I know where a lot of the days got their names, like, you know, Thursday came from Thor. There you go. Tuesday is Tears Day, so a lot of, like, T-Y-R, tear. So, why is the week 7 days? It just seems like it would be easier if it was 10 days, you know? Or 5 days. The work week is 5 days, but why is there 7 days in a week? Why? Why 7? Where did that start? Did it start like 3,000 years ago? Did, like, you know, the Egyptians start it? Did it start 2,000 years ago with the Romans, with the calendar? Did it start during, like, the Middle Ages? Like, where did they decide 7? 7 days. It might have originated from the Bible, so maybe, like, in the book. But if it was in the Bible, that's my question. Like, if it was written in the Bible 2,000 years ago that, like, God created the earth in 7 days... Did that precedence already exist? So were there already 7 days in the week before that? Or was that right there where it said it, where it started? Did they just pick the number out of a hat? Like, 7 days. There you go. There you go. That's where it started. Because there's 7 planets. Is that the reason? That is awesome if that's the reason. Because back then, yeah, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto didn't know they existed yet. Uranus was the first planet to be discovered via telescope because it was too far away. So it would have just been Mercury, Venus. There was a period there where the Earth was not considered a planet because they thought the Earth was the center of everything. Depends on what era you're thinking about here, but if we just go Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and then Saturn, that gets us 6. The Sun, I think, was also maybe considered one. The sun or the moon? Because I think Copernicus was the one... I think Copernicus was the one to actually lay out the current model that existed for a long time until Uranus was discovered. Now I'm doing it. Uranus was discovered in, like, the 1800s. But there was a period there where I think the Earth was not considered a planet. The moon might have been considered one. The sun might have been considered one. Yeah. I don't know. Well, from the 7 deadly frames. You mean the 7 deadly sins? The 7 deadly sins were in the 12th century or 11th century. There was a monk that came up with those, so I think it might have happened before that. The moon has 7 levels. That was also in Dante Alighieri's Inferno, in the Paradiso. You have the levels of heaven, so that might have been a reference from where it started, though. Interesting. We're learning so much today. There's 7 days because Barry said so, you mortal. There you go. Yeah, he was the one that proved it. Okay, cool, cool. Nice, nice. I'm not completely out of touch with my history. Okay. Aizen backstory theory video. I've definitely made that before. Maybe not like the title of the video, but I've definitely talked about Aizen's backstory before. Let's see. Weird theory. Luffy calls Trafalgar Tra guy, or in Japanese Toru, which can kind of be made into a pun for Tiger King. Law is the Tiger King! Alright, well there we go. Maybe. I mean, that just seems more of like, you know, just Oda playing around. But that's the thing with Oda. He does it so often, you don't know when he's just having fun. Just like, this is a good little wordplay. Or if he's like, this is actually going to tie back into something incredibly serious later down the line. You just never know. Can you tell my dog to eat his food? Can you tell my dog to eat her food? Because Duchess is the same way. She's kind of like, she's like, no, I don't want to eat this dog food. I want to eat a breakfast sandwich. Like you. And she'll just sit in the corner, just looking sad until we give her a little bite of, like, the breakfast sandwich or whatever. Duchess. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. My dog won't eat her food. Duchess had I don't think I told you guys this, because it's been, no, we found out about this, last Saturday, I think after I did the stream last week. Duchess had a hematoma she had to get fixed. She had, like, an air bubble in her ear. You know how, like, dogs have, like, the ear flaps? Well, I guess when they shake their ears, which Duchess does a lot, they can get an air bubble in there, and that's not good because that can, you know, cause a clot. It could burst. You get an infection. It can get and we all know how that works with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure when Kira went up against the cat. You know, you get an air bubble in your bloodstream. That's not good. So there's some issues there with that. So we had to get that drained or like removed. Thankfully, they thought they were gonna have to put her under. They were gonna put her in surgery, but thankfully it wasn't that bad. They were able to drain it or like remove it without having to put her under or, you know, do stitches or anything like that. She was fine. She was like an outpatient. She came home the next day, the same day. She was fine. Yeah. So she's doing good. Let's see. Any plans for Nuzlocke? It wouldn't be until I get a new studio. Just because I can't really do games with this setup. It's just too... I can't, like, just sit here and game like I do. Like, it would just be better just to wait. But I do want to get back into gaming again. You know what I want to do? Anybody play the game Castlevania Symphony of the Night? I want to get a house before Halloween, get an office set up, get a studio set up. I want to play Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I want to stream it on my channel with spooky Halloween lights and stuff in the background as I'm playing it. Who's for that? I have it on the PlayStation. I've played that game, like, a good amount of times, and I'm kind of really good at it once I get, like, back into the flow of things. It is an amazing game, and I would love to stream that game. But I gotta stream it at Halloween, damn it. Has to be around Halloween. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so let's try to make that a goal for the end of the year. Get a house before Halloween and then play Symphony of the Night. I want to do that. Hey, the stream started 69 minutes ago. Nice, Barry. Nice. I'm still mad you saying Blackbeard beats Aokiji. I picked that because I felt like, look, Blackbeard is underestimated a lot in this story. A lot of people underestimate him, and Shanks is like the only one I think that really understands how much of a threat he is. And I think what Oda might be setting up is Blackbeard is a serious world-level threat if left to his own devices long enough, you know? And it's hard to take that into account. So if you look at the grand scheme, I feel like Blackbeard might win, but if you just look at, like, right away, I guess Aokiji could just flash freeze everything and just Blackbeard just freezes and then that's it. So, yeah. The funny part is, okay, the My Cycles Bichelle shop is a bakery. Ah, there's the twist. Do you think the Straw Hats could survive the Dark Continent from Hunter x Hunter? It seemed like it would be up their alley, you know, like going into the new world, surviving there, kind of like the gourmet world from Toriko 2. I think they wouldn't die right away, no. They would survive for a little while, though we don't know a lot of stuff that's in the Dark Continent. We know about the 5 calamities, but there's probably a lot more than just 5. Many people want you to comment on Ohara's theory. I already talked about it earlier in the stream, so you can go back and watch that, and I'll upload this video, obviously. And I don't think I'm going to do a whole video about it. Maybe I'll reference it. I don't know. I'll think about it. But, you know, I don't really typically react to, like, another YouTuber's theory. And like I said, Ohara's theory, that was already a theory that originated from a Japanese YouTuber, so it's like going down the line. I don't know. I don't know if I'll comment on it or not. But I did like it. It really makes you think. I think the conclusion Ohara arrived at was that Laugh Tale was on Eni's lobby, or was Eni's lobby. I don't think that's the case, but there was a lot of stuff there just with the numbers and with the wordplay that Oda does that I did think make a lot of sense. Like, the D in front of Eni's, it denies lobby. I'm like, okay, that is convenient, but I don't know, you know? Now people are just gonna, because of those 2 theories, people are just gonna take D's and throw them on every word in One Piece. Like, if you fit a D on the end of this word, or the first letter of this word, does it make sense? People are gonna be doing that a lot. Do you listen to any Japanese artists? I like the Pillows, the band that did the entire Fooly Cooly soundtrack. They do some good stuff. They still make music. The Pillows are fire, man. Love the Pillows. Would you be interested in attending a One Piece convention called NakamaCon this October in Panama City, Florida? We've hosted since 2015. Probably not this year, because if I do end up getting a house by then, I mean, I'll be in the middle of a lot of stuff. I would hope that I would get one by then. I don't even know if I want to travel, you know, because COVID is kind of sort of coming back now. You know, my mom works at Walmart, and she told me today that they're probably going to go back to masks at some point, because nobody around here really wears masks anymore. But it's like, oh, we got to go back to masks again. I'm like, all right, got to do what you got to do. So I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna. There's an anime convention this December in Pennsylvania, and I probably won't even go to that one. I'm probably not going to travel much this year, but maybe next year. And I know I kind of always say that with anime conventions, like maybe next year, but at least not this year. I don't think so. But that's cool that you're doing that. A One Piece theme, not just an anime convention, like a One Piece themed convention. That would be amazing to be part of. And Panama City, Florida, I mean, that would be beautiful to visit that place. I've been to Florida before. I went to Clearwater a couple years ago. It was very nice. I would love to visit Florida again. I just don't think this year it's going to work. Sorry. Hello from Romania. Hi, Romania. Lucky Roo was the fastest member of the Red Hair Pirates. Could he have the legendary Duck Fruit model Karu? I just want somebody to have the Duck Fruit. I don't even care if it's anybody important. I don't care if it's somebody that is revealed to have the Duck Fruit and immediately disappears or gets killed by Blackbeard. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Just give somebody the Duck Fruit, okay? Just have it be a thing. I think God Valley is in the Florian Triangle. It makes sense if it's near the Holy Land, and I think those things at the end of the Thriller Bark are either the guardians of the island or they mislead, and it's actually the silhouette of the island. That's an interesting one. I am convinced that Laugh Tale is in the New World. I am convinced it has to be in the New World. It's not Eni's Lobby. It's not Thriller Bark or not the Florian Triangle. It's not Skypiea. I'm not completely against the idea of it being a Sky Island, but I don't think it's Skypiea and, you know, like Angel Island, like, you know, like where the Straw Hats went. I think it might be somewhere else. That's what I think right now. Anyway. Yeah. Love from India. Thank you. Oh, damn it. Okay. So I was having dinner with my family yesterday, and I was telling my one uncle. My uncle lives in Ohio, and he came in, so I got to see my uncle and my aunt again, so that was nice. And you know, we were talking about like various food and stuff, and I told them I made curry the other night. I made a coconut curry, and my uncle Dave was like, you know, oh, you made curry? He's like, I love curry. I was like, I know, it's so good, right? And he told me there was an Indian dish. It started with the letter D, and he's like, have you ever heard of that? And I'm like, no. And he showed me a picture of it. I forget what it was called, though, now, but it looked really delicious. He said it was a pretty common food in India, and it starts with the letter D. It wasn't a very long name, and I was really interested in it. I could just text him and just ask, but I wanna look it up, and I want to get a recipe. Somebody might message it to me and let me know what it is, but yeah, it looked really delicious, and I want to try cooking that next, because I'm trying to cook something from, like, every region of the world. Like, I've made a bunch of stuff, like Italian dishes, Spanish dishes. They're not good, but, I mean, like, I'm trying here, you know? And even the curry. I love the curry. I think the curry turned out great, the coconut curry, but, like, actual curry from India would probably blow it out of the water, but I thought it turned out good. No, it wasn't dal. Yeah, it was dal malasa. Masala, that was it. Dal masala, that was it. Malasa, masala, that was what it was. Or no, dosa, it was dosa, that's what it was. Okay, we did talk about dal as well, but dosa, that's what it was. Okay, so yeah, he's like, because I remember it was a really short word he wanted me. It's like, was it dal or was dosa? It was dosa. All right, hold on a sec here. We're gonna Google this. Let me just make sure what it was. Dosa. Yes, dosa. That's what he showed me. Because he was, yeah. Dosa is a thin pancake, or it's a crepe, originating from South India, made from fermented batter predominantly consisting of lentils and rice. Yeah, that's it, because he mentioned the lentils, yeah. It is somewhat similar to a crepe in appearance, although savory flavors are generally emphasized. I love savory flavors. Curry especially. It's really good. My God, this looks delicious. I'm making dosa. I'm gonna get my house, gonna get a nice kitchen. I'm making fucking dosa. All right. That's gonna be good. Yeah. Love from India. Yeah. Thank you. That sounds good. That sounds good. I don't know if you think that sounds good. To me, that sounds delicious. How well do you think Zoro would do in Bleach? How do you think Zoro would be handled if he was a Bleach character? Oh, man. Okay, his character would probably be similar to Kenpachi, the way that Kubo wrote Kenpachi. Different, but probably the most similar to him. You know, Kenpachi, but with, like, a little more honor to him. Yeah, something like that. He would probably be, like, if Zoro was, like, okay, not Zoro taken from One Piece and just put into Bleach, but if, like, Zoro was a Bleach character from the beginning, like, you know, he would probably be a Shinigami, he would be a captain, like, come on, he's Zoro, like, yeah, something like that. And I think I answered, yeah, this one about the 8th Kenpachi, I answered that one. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna refresh the Super Chats one more time, and then I'm going to turn them off, because we're going to be ending the stream pretty soon. So this was good, though. I like the Super Chats. They were consistent, but they weren't overwhelming this time, because a lot of times I get, like, overwhelmed with all the Super Chats, but this was a good one. That was a good balance we had here. Also, dosa is really good, yeah. I just like to make... I made ramen once. I made ramen, not with real noodles. I made, like, you know, the noodles you get in Walmart or whatever, but I tried. You know, I like to try to experiment with dishes from all over the world and stuff as much as I can. Have I ever heard of the music artist animator EV? No. They not only make... Wait a second, hold on. Maybe. I have maybe heard of that word before. EV, because Eevee. Maybe. I don't know if I've listened to anything, but I've heard of that, I think. Thoughts on a phoenix rooster form for Luffy in reference to Tokuzuki Rebel symbol? Any preference for a new form or gear? If we're gonna go, we might just have a new form of Gear 4th. Luffy might not have any forms that he developed on Ruskaina. It might just be Tank Man, Bound Man, Snake Man. but he might develop like Lion Man, Dragon Man, Phoenix Man, or Phoenix Man from One Punch Man. That might be the next form that he just develops on the fly. Like, oh, I have an idea because I fought Kaido. Like, this is what my next form is going to be. Might be something like that. I don't think we're going to get Gear 5th yet, though. Maybe, you know what? Then again, Luffy is fighting against the fucking Emperor, so yeah, okay, maybe we'll get Gear 5th. I mean, if not now, maybe Gear 5th, maybe we'll get Gear 6th later, who knows. Question about your Ancient Weapons video a couple weeks ago. If Pluton sat around for hundreds of years, do you think it's possible it could have been imbued with armament hockey to help preserve it? Possibly. One of the things I brought up in that video was like, okay, not just like if it was sitting around, people would have like found it, but like if it was sitting around for a long period of time, wouldn't it just be in ruin for after 900 years? Because Frankie, remember what Frankie said. He's like, it doesn't matter how well the ship is made or what material it's made out of, it still needs a proper shipwright. Okay, because he mentioned that. He's like, just because the Thousand Sunny is made out of atom wood, which is the best material, and it was made by me, one of the best shipwrights in the world, that doesn't mean you can just, you know, do whatever you want, not care about it. Like, it's still going to get damaged. It still needs to be repaired. You still need a shipwright. Frankie went with them. So, even if Pluton was a modern battleship, warship, you know, what, like, aircraft carrier, picture like it was something like that from our world, it still can't sit around for 900 years. It's going to fall into ruin, all right? Unless there's a civilization of people keeping it up to date or something. Maybe something like that. I actually do want to do a video on Tom, because Tom, we assume he's dead. We don't know for certain. I have an idea about Tom that might tie back to the Pluton, so I want to talk about that, too, in a video coming up. Let's see. What do you think the whole point of Makino's baby with Shanks is? Do you think the baby will ever be relevant? I don't think it's relevant in the sense, like, that baby's gonna be, like, it's gonna grow up to be, like, the next protagonist of the story or something. I think it's important. I do think it's Shanks' baby. And I think it's important because when the baby grows up, that baby will grow up to be in a world that is free. That'll be the next generation. Luffy and Dragon and everybody will remove the Tenryubito, and it'll be a new world, and Makino's baby will be the first generation to live in that new world. I think that's the symbolism maybe Oda's going for. I don't think the baby's going to be super relevant. How about you do a Jujutsu Kaisen video? Yeah, a lot of people wanted me to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen with Sensei, because he talks about it. I haven't read Jujutsu Kaisen, but I really need to get to it because it's pretty badass from what I hear. Let's see. Favorite theory for Bleach chapter. We talked about that already. It's going to be some kind of theory, some kind of ceremony, and I did a video talking about, like, different theories of what it could be. Let's see. Imagine Bonnie's devil fruit obtained by the Marine and they de-aged Garp and Sengoku to their prime. That would be cool. Like, if Bonnie died, Garp got her fruit, and then he became in his prime again. That actually is a devastatingly powerful fruit when you think about it. Because Bonnie does not have physical strength. But if somebody like Garp or Sengoku or, Rox, if Rox was still alive, ate the fruit, you could literally stay in your prime until you die. I still think you would die of natural causes, so if you eat the age fruit, let's just call it that, like the age fruit, if you can only live to like 90, you would die at 90 anyway. But you could stay in your prime until you die. Maybe that's how it works. And then the cooking video, I already answered that one. From Finland! Alright, so that's the super chats for that one. I think I got all of them this time. Probably forgot a few, because... There's a lot. I wrote something... Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let me see that there. No, that's from the last stream there, so yeah. Any chance the D&D crew will ever split up solo fights a la Eni's Lobby? So, the thing is, this is D&D, and when I started... Fun fact, when I started playing D&D with my group, like in real life, I kind of had the same idea you did, where it's like anime. Fights have to be divided. So, like, our group breaks into a temple or, like, a gang hideout in the city. It's like, okay, you take the bard, take the second in command, and I'll take the third in command, and the wizard, you take the commander, or, like, the leader of the bandits or the gang or whatever. Like, we're all going to split up and fight we're all going to square off into individual fights. that is not how D&D runs a lot of times. I mean, the DM could do that, certainly, but not maybe when you're level 1 kind of characters. Maybe when you're higher level, sure, you could pull that off. And we're like level 10, or actually, we're like a level 11 characters right now in One Piece D&D. I can't believe that. It's been a consistent campaign for over a year. We're level 11. We're doing pretty damn good here. I think Rustage, man, he's pulling it off. It's amazing. I'm so glad it lasted as long as it did. I was hoping that it's like, I hope this isn't just a thing that lasts like 2 months and we get away from it. This is consistent. And it's this week, too. It's this, is it this Wednesday or this Thursday? Hold on here. I think it's this Thursday. Yes, it is this Thursday. One Piece D&D. So if you get higher level characters, like level, 10, 11, 12, and the enemies aren't that bad, yeah, you could have, like, you could square off one-on-one kind of fights. But if you're just starting D&D, and it's like level 1 characters, and it's like, okay, there's one for each of you, here you go. It's like, you gotta be careful about that, because, like, wizards don't have shit for hit points. My first level sorcerer had 8 hit points. Alright? So 8 hit points, one-on-one fight, with no backup from the rest of the party, you could fucking die. Okay? You could die. It's not impossible. Alright? So, you gotta be careful with that. Alright? Tekking. You are supposed to have dosa with a coconut, chutney, and dal. I know what dal is. I've never made it, but I know what dal is. Coconut chutney. Okay. Alright, alright. That's good. I'll look into some recipes. I'll see, everything I gotta do. I will grind. I will get a pestle and mortar. I will grind the lentils myself, damn it. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But anyway, yeah, I do have to get going, though. I gotta, chill out here for, half an hour. I have to go up to my neighbors and get some stuff up there and do some stuff and then come back, and then I gotta go to D&D. So that'll be fun. Yeah. So thanks to everybody for watching. That's great. Got the super chats done. Stream will be next Saturday. Tomorrow is the review. One Piece is back, and I think it's on break, not the week after, but the week after that. So I think it should go August 1st is tomorrow. That's the chapter. And then August 8th is the next chapter. And I think the next week, the 15th, I think is on break. If I know this correctly. I could be wrong. It is Samhar, not Dal. All right, I'm gonna have to do some research on some Indian cuisines here. But if I need any help, I'll put on Twitter. I'll put it on Twitter. Like, anybody from India or knows a lot about Indian cuisines, help me out. So don't worry about that. What's for dinner tonight? I'm gonna be eating at my friend's place tonight for. Well, actually, my mom's making a roast right now. She's making a roast, so I might have some of that before I leave. And when I come back tonight, I might have some of that. But we're probably just gonna order some pizza or something at my friend's place and play some D&D. So anyway. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. This will be up. Barry says goodbye. See you later. Review tomorrow. Fun times. Signing out. Oh, I always forget. I have to end the stream over here. Bye, everybody.